I guess I first got involved with CRIAW because of a person named Muriel Duckworth, who was one of the founding members of CRIAW, or at least went to the first conference in Ottawa to discuss the possibility of CRIAW. And after a couple, I had already been involved with CRIAW in some ways even before it started, because a number of us were attempting to get a book series together, which was going to focus on women as authors and women, the activities of women in society, because at that time there literally was none of that whatsoever. So I had, when the funding didn't come through for that, because the government said that there was no research yet, and so we could not have research funding for books. Then we ended up changing our mind and tactic and formed a conference. We expected 30. We had over 500 people eventually. With that was organizing it in about 4 or 5 months in 1976. So I was already involved to some extent. So when I went to a CRIAW meeting, it might have even been this one here, I ended up, Muriel Duckworth said that everyone who went had to get together there in wherever we were, as an Atlantic caucus or as a Nova Scotia caucus, depending upon how many people there were. And then we had to come back to Nova Scotia and tell the people, the women in Nova Scotia, what we learned. And that was the beginning for CRIAW Nova Scotia. CRIAW Nova Scotia has been around since then for, I guess, not quite 35 years yet, but almost probably about over 30 years by now. And we have done all sorts of projects, including the Nova Scotia Women's Fishnet Community Kit.